The 679th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code MMA SGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. And we're brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and the NFL season with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Howdy ho, Degenerinos. Welcome to episode 679 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Going out to Zafar, or is it Zafir?
Zafar Motion.
But we'll let you know why he's getting a shout out, but soon enough. Thank you for coming to the show. I'm one of your hosts, the hilarious Taco Fox, and we've got a regional episode for you, as we always do on Mondays. Actually, Sundays, excuse me. Sundays, we're back to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday schedule. So yes, today would be Sunday. Today is all about UAE Warriors. Tomorrow is all about Aries FC, and then Tuesday LFA. So we've got a bunch of regional stuff for you, and then UFC's got another pay-per-view. So busy week for us here, but it was a busy weekend and a profitable weekend for my co-host here, Gumby Vreeland. I think he hit a lot of big bets across the board. UFC, regional. He covered it all. So let's bring in Daniel Gumby Vreeland to let him gloat a little bit. Hello.
It was a really good one. Yeah, Zafar Mohsen, the aforementioned Zafar Mohsen. When we broke down his fight on this show, I believe he was 650, plus 650. And you looked at me like I was crazy when I'm like, I'm going to go hit another massive underdog for the third week straight. And when he closed, when the fight actually started, he was plus 1,200. And he won the easiest 30-27 I've ever seen in my life. It was an absolute, like, I didn't even sweat. There was no point in the fight where I'm like, oh, he might be losing this. No, he just, like, within, I think it was 6 minutes into the fight I saw, his number was like negative 800 after being a plus 1,200 underdog. Yeah, so just one of those legendary all-time hits. And, like, I mean, PFL was good to us in general. The only one we missed was Paul Hughes. And I'm almost not even bummed about missing that one, because it's like kind of fun for PFL to have Paul Hughes coming in and like stirring the pot and giving us fresh matchups. So like, that's cool. But then Cyborg did Cyborg things. We told you not to doubt the 39-year-old woman going in there, still at the height of her game, seemingly. And Francis didn't do Francis things, but also kind of did Francis things. You know, he's got the big bombs, but decided to implement them in a much different way. So PFL was great to us. Even though we missed the main event of UFC was great to us. I told you not to doubt Rob Font. You doubted Rob Font. You know, just overall, just a great weekend.
Big Darren Elkins prop for you, plus 350.
Oh, yeah, big Darren Elkins decision prop. Big, you know, not for anything. I also had the Rob Font decision prop, which I should have. I mean, it was in the Hungry Man John, right? And it was plus 600. And actually, the Hungry Man John at 55-1 almost landed too. With Michel Pereira had that guillotine. Ooh, 55-1 almost which like that would have been an extra cherry on top.
We still would have got complaints on you. But did you see what we got a complaint on the video that Gumby hit? Gumby hit a plus 340 dog. Gumby, we both hit our locks. Gumby hit a plus 350 prop bet. And we both went the
plus 600 props in that video too.
Yeah, we both went 7-4 and made money in the event. Yet someone complained about how much money we lose him every week. So I think comedian was in his name, so obviously he is a comedian.
I think he's maybe making those plays in a pretty weird way.
Yeah, but I think once again it comes down to main event. If you miss the main event, people think you suck.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. If I've I've had regional cards where I've smoked the whole thing, even my lightning round picks hit, and then you miss the main event and somebody throws a fit. So and hey, before we move on, we should definitely give props to Anthony Hernandez, dude. That dude is an animal. I've never seen anybody ragdoll Pereira like that unless he was tired. He was doing it right from the onset. So he is such a weird and interesting problem for the middleweight division, but I think he's probably got to get like one of those tippity top, like he's got to get like a Marvin Vettori next, right?
How about Imavov? Him and Imavov, winner is number one contender. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, you can't do a number one contender fight when you also have Robert Whittaker and Khamzat fighting.
Are we actually going to break that down? Do I actually have to do the work? Because we know it's not going to happen.
I mean, we're going to have to
the legwork for that.
I will also say you're also completely disregarding Cal Bahayo, who just absolutely obliterated Jared Cannonier. Like, I don't think Fluffy should be jumping him. So it's a
middleweight's getting interesting.
Middleweight's fun.
Yeah,
is middleweight fun?
Maybe. I guess it's always been kind of interesting at the top, sort of. It's always, but
it's a little deeper now.
For sure. All right, but enough UFC. This is not a UFC podcast, at least not today. We're going to jump into UAE Warriors, which was like one of our most viewed and listened to episodes ever. So we're going to see if that was just a fluke or if you people are UAE Warrior stands and you're crazy about it. Good thing about this, it's a Tuesday event. So you're not going to miss, at least not this week, you're not going to miss Contender Series. We got some UAE and we got odds for it too. So we know odds will be out there for you people to bet on. So, all right, before we jump into all of that, I got to remind you, speaking of Tuesday, that's when the NBA season tips off this year, Tuesday, the 22nd of October. NBA season tips off, and the NBA Gambling Podcast is hosting a wins total contest. Winner gets a $250 SGPN gift card. Head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA contest to enter today before the season starts at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NBA contest. And while I'm giving you orders, head over to Spotify, give this show a 5-star rating. I appreciate you listening and or watching. 5-star rating would make it even better for us, and then it will help us. It will help us prevent corporate gambling from taking over. And now on to our non-corporate show, UAE Warriors 55. I'm gonna have so much fun today with the pronunciation. We got some doozies. Abdullaev versus Boynazarov is our main event. Abu Dhabi, October the 22nd, as I said, Tuesday, 11 a.m. So for all you degens with jobs, you can ignore your jobs and watch some Middle Eastern MMA and win some money on it, more importantly. So 11 a.m. Eastern is the start time, and it's broadcast on UFC Fight Pass, which makes it easy for you. You don't have to be out there searching for dodgy streams or anything like that. So the Adnek Exhibition Center is the place to be. Abu Dhabi in a cage. Sadly, 12 fights. We've got the top 5 we're going to break down for you, and then we'll see if Gumby has any special bonus picks at the end, which his bonus picks tend to hit as well. So don't ignore those picks. A lot of times he's grabbed some gems in his bonus picks. Just because we don't have time to cover the match in full does not mean you should ignore it. Okay. All right. I'm giving you lots of orders this week, but that's the way it goes. We are kicking things off with main card welterweight fight. Ali Iskender Aliev. There's going to be a lot of different flags in this episode too. He is from Azerbaijan. He is going up against, where is my, this is one of the fun names that go forever. What's his first name? Magomedrasul Khakhulmagomedov.
Khakhulmagomedov, yeah.
Khakhulmagomedov. Magomedrasul Khakhulmagomedov. He is from Russia. We're gonna have a lot of Ovs, Eves, a lot of those names today. This is, as I said, welterweight 3 5-minute rounds. And people who like to clown on me are going to have fun with this episode. Aliev first, 7-1, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions, never been finished in a fight. 1-0 in UAE Warriors. He's won 3 straight, 2 straight via submission. He lost a fight in October 2022. Used to fight at middleweight plus 130. Khakhulmagomedov. It's actually not that hard when you break it down like that, I guess. 5-0 with 2 knockouts, 2 straight wins have come via TKO. So there are the 2 knockouts in question. Maybe he's grown into his power. Regional champion, used to fight at lightweight, 2 years younger than Aliev, an inch taller, minus 155. So a tight one to start things off here.
Maybe he's just fought the worst competition I've seen.
Oh, yeah? Is it bad?
I'm going to go with Aliev, partially because of that bad competition for Khakhulmagomedov. But also, so Aliev does some kind of weird things in terms of when he retreats striking. He almost turns his shoulders. It's not quite the runaway that really bothers me, but it's pretty damn close at certain times when he doesn't like the exchanges. But I actually think that plays really well for him against Khakhulmagomedov here because, if he's not liking what he's seeing, he can just go get a different look. And Khakhulmagomedov will give you enough bad looks that you can exploit. He like leans forward a lot when he strikes. He does like the takedown, and I think that that's his path to victory here, and probably why he's posted at -155. But I also think Khakhulmagomedov is like really obvious in when he's going to shoot. And so with Aliev being a guy who, when he doesn't like what he sees, just gets out of dodge, I think that plays really well against this guy. And you know, I think his striking is a touch faster. I like the way he works the low kicks. I think he'll probably abandon them a little bit more, being that the guy he's fighting is going to want the takedown. But I think Aliev should be able to hit him as he like leans forward into stuff, and should be able to get out of distance enough to make sure he doesn't get caught with anything that Khakhulmagomedov is throwing. So I'll take Aliev. Also, I will just throw out there too, this wasn't originally the first fight we were supposed to do. Carlos Leal was supposed to fight in the opener, and he's in the UFC now, which feels like it was worth mentioning. Also, that fight is still happening. His opponent's fighting Carlos Leal's head coach now.
No way.
Yeah, that's it's a super weird move. But yeah, you got to like that. But anyway, yeah, Aliev here in the opener as an underdog. That's my first pick.
Is Leal fighting this weekend? Because
he's fighting on the, I want to say the Abu Dhabi. Is there an Abu Dhabi or a Saudi Arabian card?
Oh yeah, I was thinking that was this weekend. This weekend is where are they this weekend?
Spain.
Yeah, no, this weekend they're in Abu Dhabi.
Oh yeah, then it's this weekend because he's fighting Renat Fakhretdinov.
Yes. Or yeah, so this Abu Dhabi. If you plan on a trip to UAE, this is the week to do it, I guess.
That's probably why UAE Warriors is running early in the week. Yeah. Dana's probably there watching some of these guys or gals.
Yep. Yeah. This is if you haven't caught our other episode, this is a probably the biggest Middle Eastern promotion. Well, I guess definitely the biggest Middle Eastern promotion, right? Around?
Yeah, probably.
Yep. And obviously, if the UFC is grabbing fighters off it, it's a high quality one too. So all that doesn't matter. It only matters if you want to watch to be entertained. To make money, you can bet on anything. You bet on Russian women's volleyball that people were betting on. The one Christmas Eve, I remember in our Discord. So,
that was the pandemic. The pandemic had some weird betting in.
We sure did. All right, we're going to go to middleweights now. Ole Magnor. He is from Ole is from Norway. Simple enough name. I probably butchered anyhow. Tarek Suleiman. Hey, that's a fairly easy one too. He is not from Norway. He is from Syria. We got 3 5-minute rounds, and we are at middleweight. And we're going to tell you about Magnor first. 8-8. Yikes. 2 knockouts, 4 submissions. Knocked out 5 times, submitted 3 times. Yikes again. This is his debut in the promotion. Loss for his last 3. Both the losses have come via TKO. Used to fight at lightweight and welterweight. 2014 Pro MMA debut. 0-1 in Pro Muay Thai. 2 inches taller than Suleiman, plus 190. Suleiman is 12-8 with 1 no contest. 5 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted once. 5-2 in UAE Warriors. Used to be the champion of the promotion. I think that was at light heavyweight, if I remember correctly. He's won 3 of his last 4. Did lose his last fight, though. That was back in March of 2022. He's not won a fight since October 2021. As I said, used to fight at light heavyweight, and they also used to fight down at welterweight. 2012 Pro MMA debut. 0-1-1 as a pro grappler. A year younger than Magnor. Minus 240 on the former champ.
I'm going to take Magnor here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with another underdog here. And so you mentioned he's 8-8, and you went, I don't really like that, right? 5 of his losses have been to people who have either been in the UFC or been on Contender Series. Yeah, so like, I mean, the most obvious one being Khamzat. He fought Khamzat, Rostam Akhman, Matej Panaj, who was on Contender Series, Justin Burlinson. Like, he's just fought like very high level. Oh, and Andreas Gustafsson is the other one, who just, looked like an absolute killer on Contender Series last time out. So like, this dude has fought really high level competition. I will tell you, he's not the prettiest looking fighter. There's a reason he's plus 190 here, is because like when you watch him, you're going to be like, what is this guy doing? He like doesn't protect his face. He's like very risky when it comes to grappling. He doesn't care about his position as he looks for submissions, and like, it's wild. But the fact of the matter is like, he's dangerous all the time because he just doesn't care. Like, he cracks people. Like, I've seen him. He doesn't look like much of a striker, and then when he hits people, they go down, and he jumps right on your back to finish you. And so, like, with Suleiman here, first of all, I'm worried about the ring rust. He's been away for a really long time. And second of all, I also worry about him just, like, falling into this game plan where he's like, I can hit Magnor whenever I want because he doesn't protect himself. That's true, but I think he's going to get cracked on the return here. So, like, while there's all of these things to like hate about Magnor, at the other point in time, like, just how confident he is with what he can do, I think carries him here. And especially because, like, the other big area of weakness here for Suleiman is the fact that he sort of freaks out when he gets pressured. And with the fact that Magnor is a guy who, like, isn't worried ever and is always moving forward, I think that's going to bother him even more. So give me only Magnor. I think something weird probably goes down, but he catches them in some way, shape, or form.
Even better. Hit a big underdog and something weird will happen. So what more could you ask for, right? All right. Gumby is on an underdog kick, and we're always on underdog fantasy kick. Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest menus for all sports: NFL, college football, MLB, MMA. Yay, that's us. WNBA, NASCAR, and more. Boost Ober, Boost-Ober, the American play on October is upon us, which means you're getting a spooky amount of profit boosts and much more. And with NBA tipping off, every NBA Pick'em entry from 10/19, that would be October 19th, through October 27th will be boosted. You know, use specials and boosts on all flex entries. I take it I didn't hit my underdog on the weekend.
We did not. Yeah, we came up a little short this time, but that's okay. You hit the week before, so we're gonna let that one go. For Sunday Night Football, we got the Jets, we got the Steelers. I had one of my guys in the YouTube comments upset that I was hating on his Steelers, mostly because they were playing the Cowboys. So I'll give him a little Steelers love. I think Russell Wilson's going higher than his 169.5 passing yards projection. The Jets defense, not terrible, but they're a little banged up in the secondary, and I could see him picking up at least $170.
All right. Russell Wilson is on the Cowboys. I mean, on the Steelers now. Weird.
Yeah. So is Justin Fields. I mean, they just have like a bunch of quarterbacks now.
Crazy. Sign up with our code. This is crazy too, because we're giving you a free stuff here. Sign up with our code MMA SGPN. You can see it on your screen if you're on YouTube. And if you do that, you get to claim a special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That's underdogfantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN. All right, back to UAE Warriors. We are the third from the top. Eduardo Garagorri, a name we have spoken of before. He is from Argentina.
Yeah, he fought for Samurai Fight House title.
No, he's from Uruguay, actually.
But he did fight for the Samurai Fight House title.
There you go. That's very, very important. Bruno Azeredo from Brazil. I think we talked about him before, too. A lot of these fighters we have covered before. This is, as I said, a lightweight bout. I think I said 3 5-minute rounds. Tell you about Mr. Actually, as Azeredo, you may see as Machado listed on your betting sheets as well.
Yeah, it made it really hard to find film on him for like 20 minutes. And then I was like, he just used a different name for like 5 years. And then I
found Brazilian of them.
Found everything I needed shortly thereafter.
Brazilians are never short on the names. They always have about 5 or 6 names they can choose from. Or sometimes they just go by one name, which is the exact opposite of that. So anyhow, we're going to tell you about him first. Machado, aka, what did I say his name was in Tapology? Azeredo. Bruno. Just look for someone named Bruno. Caveira Skull is his nickname, or Caveira. 16-9, 8 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted 3 times. 5-0 in UAE Warriors. He is the champion. He has defended the title once. Yeah, this is not a championship fight.
He relinquished the title. Like 2 years ago. I think he was going to sign with another promotion, or his contract was up. But I have no idea why they wouldn't then just like put him in a title fight. But they didn't. And
he's fought since then, I think, too. Has he not? I think he may have fought already.
Might have been a contract dispute if that's they're just like punishing him for it or something. I don't know.
Well, apparently he lost the dispute because he's still with UAE Warriors. All right. He's the uncrowned champ, we'll say. He's won 7 straight fights, TKO win in his last fight. He's not lost since September of 2012. That is true. Used to fight at featherweight and welterweight. 2007 pro MMA debut, 2 inches height and 1 inch of reach over Garagorri. Yet he's a slight dog here, minus 110. Garagorri, 15-3, 6 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 1-0 in UAE Warriors. Win-loss win over his last 3. All of those fights ended in TKO. 1-2 in the UFC. Used to fight at featherweight and welterweight as well. 3 years younger than Machado, we'll call him, minus 120.
Yeah, I don't know why Garagorri is I mean, this is basically a pick'em, right? I'm going to say I'm taking another dog here, but it's basically a pick'em. I don't know. It's got to be the UFC history here that's keeping Garagorri's number up. Because if you asked me to guess this number, you know, like we didn't have readily available odds for this one, I would have never assumed Garagorri would have been a favorite. He's looked kind of spotty in his recent fights. You know, the loss to the kid who the Samurai Fight House kid who's now in the UFC. I mean, he just got absolutely pieced up on the feet. And granted, maybe that loss has aged well, but like, you know, he's sort of aging. He's definitely slower than he used to be. He used to like to wrestle a lot more than he does now. And I think like even if he chose to do that here, I don't think he'd wrestle Azeredo. Azeredo's way faster on the feet. He's got like a nice jab that he uses and he backs up with a second shot. I would say my only reservation on like, you know, backing the truck up here for Azeredo at like almost even money is just that like sometimes he's not aggressive enough. Sometimes he doesn't have enough output. The output should favor Garagorri, but I think the more and more he throws, the more comfortable Azeredo gets. And like, I do think he's the way better striker here. So I'm going to take Azeredo. I'm again, a little bit confused by this line, but I think he should take this one.
All right, T. So we got another dog, 3 straight dogs. Will he go with another?
This one's
dog?
a pick 'em. I'm not even going to count this one.
I'm counting it. We got a title fight. Actually, title fights the rest of the way. This is UAE Warriors vacant strawweight women's strawweight championship. Gumby, why is it vacant? There's a tough question.
Vacant UAE Warriors. Is Josephine Knudsen? Has it been absent since Josephine? It was Josephine Knudsen had this title, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it sounds right. Yep.
I think she beat Jacinta Austin for it.
Okay. Yeah, I think we might have broken down that fight too.
I think we did. And I think I was right about it because I like Josephine Knudsen.
Yep. So there you go. So that's why this fight is, we'll say that's why. Someone get in the comments if we're incorrect. Jacinta Austin is fighting again for the belt here. She is from Australia and she's fighting Valentina Escobar. She's not from Australia. She is from Chile. This is 5-minute rounds if they need it. 115 pounds for a shiny belt at the very end of things. We'll tell you about Escobar first. 6-0, 1 knockout, 2 submissions. She's gone 1-0 in UAE Warriors. 2 straight wins have come via submission. 4 years younger than Austin, plus 230. Austin is the juggernaut. 7-2 with 2 submissions. She's been submitted herself once. This is her UAE Warriors debut. She's won 2 straight fights and 3 of 4. No, so she must not have beaten Knudsen.
No,
Knudsen must not have beat her. I mean,
Knudsen definitely did beat her.
Yeah, but maybe not here because this is her debut, I think. And maybe I missed.
No, she lost to Knudsen in UAE Warriors.
Okay,
I'm positive of it.
Yeah, you're right. 0-1 in UAE Warriors. Gumby, of course, Gumby is correct. She's fought a lot since then and won some fights. Anyhow, 0-1 UAE Warriors. 2 straight wins since then, and 3-1 in her past 4 fights. Regional champion. Used to fight at flyweight. 1-0 in kickboxing, 1-0 in boxing. An inch of height, an inch of reach over Escobar. Minus 290. So the biggest favorite we're going to talk about today.
I'm taking Austin. That number is ballooned up. It was posted at negative 200 and the money's coming in on her and it makes perfect sense. First of all, I did look it up while you were there. She did lose on UAE Warriors. And second of all, it wasn't for a title. This is the first time the strawweight title has existed in UAE Warriors. So that's why it's vacant. And since then, she's gone on to fight some really good fights for Octagon, which were, you know, you mentioned some of her recent wins. You know, she beat Karolina Wojcik in Octagon. She fought Delizda. Like, you know, she's fighting at a really high level. And her loss to Knudsen was a split decision. Like it was really close. Her boxing looked great in it. She had some moments of control against Knudsen, which is not really easy to do. And for the record, I like Valentina Escobar as a prospect. She's like, you know, obviously very young and a little bit green. It's clear she likes her judo trips and her judo throws, but there's just like not enough. There's not enough technique on them for me to trust them against somebody who's high level like Jacinta Austin. You know, a lot of it seems like she's getting women off balance who are just not ready for the highest level of competition yet. And I think when she runs into somebody like Austin, she's going to have a really tough time finishing any of those like muscled upper body locked judo throws because she doesn't get it on the hips enough. She doesn't really trip. It's more like a pull. And so Jacinta Austin's going to be way faster on the feet, a much better technical boxer. And anytime they crash into the clinch, I think Escobar's going to think she's going to get takedowns. My guess is that either she falls and winds up giving up bad positions, or Jacinta Austin just pushes her up against the cage and beats her up there. So yeah, Jacinta Austin, negative 290, probably not even high enough on her yet. I'll throw that in parlays.
All right. You people steaming up even higher. So people can't play it then. All right. Before we get to the main event and our special plays, or Gumby's extra plays at the end, Rhythm. Got to tell you about SGPN's proud partner. Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds. You get predictions for betting on money line, spreads, totals, and props. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or press build a model for me, and Rhythm gives you predictions for every game and player prop. It also has a myriad of stats, research, and trend analysis to give you even more betting insights. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And we're brought to you by BetUS. Bet with the best in the business, BetUS. BetUS has been around for more than 30 years. You can easily deposit using cryptocurrency and get lightning fast payouts. US players are always welcome. You can sign up and deposit $100. You have a chance to win a 1960 Ford Mustang. So get in there, check out some of their MMA lines, and use our link to sign up and get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS, promo code SGPN. So they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sports book. All right, main event is for, as I alluded to, gold as well, or silver. I'm not sure what color their belts are. UAE Warriors welterweight championship. The champ, Tahir Abdullaev versus Khotam Boynazarov. I probably said his first name wrong as well.
Khotam Boynazarov. You don't remember the Boynazarov? You don't remember the Boynazarov who was on Contender Series?
Yeah, I recognize the name. Yes,
he was like 3 or 4-0, and they forced him to go up in weight, and he got beat really fast. And then Dana insulted his opponent for beating him.
Oh, very nice. This one is from Uzbekistan. I assume the other one probably is too. The champ.
I think they were brothers, maybe.
Oh yeah, okay. The champ is from Azerbaijan, so maybe the first time ever we had 2 Azerbaijanian. Maybe is that what it's called? Fighters on the same card that we break down. So this is 5 rounds. This is for the welterweight championship. The challenger, Boynazarov, White Wolf, 9-0, 5 knockouts, 1 submission, 2-0 in UAE Warriors, -205. So actually, he's the favorite. Yeah, he's a favorite, but he's a challenger. The champ, Abdullaev, Tank, 17-2, 8 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been submitted once, 2-1 in UAE Warriors. The current champion, he's won 3 straight and 10 of 11. Got 1 via TKO in his last fight. Is not lost since September 2022. Used to fight at lightweight, +180. So the champ is a massive dog here.
Yeah, and it makes total sense. I'm on Boynazarov too. I think he'd be a bigger favorite if the belt wasn't already on somebody's shoulders. If this was a vacant title, I think you'd see -400, to be completely honest with you. So this, in my opinion, is a really good one to pair with Jacinta Austin if you are looking to try to, curb those odds down a little bit. Because Boynazarov, I just think, first of all, a little bit faster on the feet, which is good. A lot more technical, because all Abdullaev wants to do is throw absolute bombs. Like his nickname being Tank is so fitting, because this dude fights like a dude who just wants to absolutely fire off missiles. He charges forward like an absolute animal. I don't think there's any chance he has any energy left after 1 round, to be completely honest with you, especially the way that Boynazarov fights, because first of all, he's not just going to stand in front of him and let those big punches land. He's going to wind up whiffing on a ton of them early. And then second of all, Boynazarov has really good Greco-Roman wrestling, really good high body locks, really good. He picks you up with the high body lock, which is interesting. Will he be able to do that to Abdullaev? I don't know, but I think he'll hold him in place enough that Abdullaev will just absolutely gas his muscles out. And I think between that and the fact that, Boynazarov is sharp on the feet and definitely has the better cardio, we're just going to see him melt Abdullaev as the fight goes on. Being a title fight probably won't make it any easier on Abdullaev. So give me Boynazarov here. I think he's the technical, smarter fighter.
Muscles do make you tired, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and he's also quite a bit shorter. I want to say he's 3 inches shorter than Boynazarov in this fight, and that's worth noting, because if you're going to wind up and telegraph every one of your shots against a more technical striker, you gotta be able to close the distance, and I don't know that he'll do that either.
Yep. Makes sense to me. All right, let's recap, and then we'll see if he's got some bonus plays for us. He's got Boynazarov. He's got Austin. And then he's got dogs for a sway. Machado, a slight dog. Magnor and Aliev. So there you go. Lightning round time. Crash, bang, boom, zap, pow. All that good stuff. You got some fights to pick from. What else do you like?
I'm going to go with Robson Gracie Jr. Anytime one of these promotions signs a Gracie, pretty much the first thing they do is find him an easy opponent so that he can win and hope they can advertise that they have a Gracie for a while. And I think this one's no different. And yet somehow Robson Gracie's only at negative 180. Maybe it's because that one loss was really ugly. Right? He's 3-1, I want to say. And that one loss was really ugly. So I think Robson Gracie Jr., a lot of value on him. The other one I'm going to take, slight dog, Ben Royal. He is a British fighter, which you don't usually see too much of in UAE, but I've been really impressed with just his overall game. Like, I think he's kind of good everywhere, and I saw him posted at plus 150, and I think basically you're getting that price on him only because he's fighting a Middle Eastern fighter in a Middle Eastern promotion with a Middle Eastern sounding name, and as a result, they're not really trusting the skills of the British guy. So Robson Gracie, Ben Royal, 2 picks here for my lightning round.
All right, there you go. Usually when Gracies do lose, it usually is ugly.
That's true.
They don't tend to lose gracefully or nice. It tends to be bad looking. All right, you're all set now for some Tuesday night action. Make sure you get in the Discord. You can chat with us on this, or if you want more picks, you can always hit up Gumby in there at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord, or of course the YouTube. Thank you for subscribing in advance, and then you can hit us in the comments there at the MMA Gambling Podcast. On Twitter, SGPN MMA. Gumby is the runner of that. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. Check out my Substack. Enter my UFC Pick'em Madness. I will be running again this coming weekend. That would be moneymma.substack.com. Gumby's got another podcast. How dare he? It's called Top Turtle MMA. It usually drops midweek. He interviews interesting people. Do you know who's on it this week yet, or are we too early for that?
We got some LFA love for sure. I know the main event of this upcoming LFA card, Bekazad Usmanov, will be on. Who comes on after him? Time will tell, apparently.
All right. There you go. So check that out in a few days. That will drop. And of course, we are at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. So you can dress cool like us, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. So you can get some bonus content. Back tomorrow with some Aries FC. We're off to France for that one. It will be the White Wolf, Taco Fox, the Juggernaut, Gumby Vreeland. We shall talk to you then.